What if I told you, you can run a powerful AI agent that works for you automatically, executes tasks, runs continuously, and you can do it almost for free? That's exactly what OpenClaw can do. But when people try to get started, they usually run into these problems. What exactly is OpenClaw? How do you install it on Windows or Windows VM? Why is the environment setup so complicated? How do skills actually work? And most importantly, how do you get free tokens and API keys to run OpenClaw for free? So in today's video, I'm giving you the complete OpenClaw guide from beginner to full setup. This is a fully integrated tutorial that combines all my previous videos and organizes them into the best learning path. So you can follow step by step, master OpenClaw from scratch, and even run it at little to no cost. If you want to get ahead in the AI agent era, make sure you watch this video till the end. Part 1. What exactly is OpenClaw? How memory works and why it matters, what RAG really does behind the scenes, how skills. The project originally came from an assistant named Claude, which itself was a playful nod to Anthropic's Claude. This similarity eventually triggered a polite trademark reminder from Anthropic. The developer embraced the lobster theme and leaned into the idea of molting, shedding an old shell and growing a new one. The mascot became Molty, a molting lobster. During a chaotic 5 a.m. naming session on Discord, hundreds of names were proposed: Sheldon, Pinchy, Thermidor, Lobstar. Eventually, the community voted for OpenClaw. Claudebot, Moltbot, OpenClaw, all within a few days in January 2026. And yes, the Anthropic trademark nudge was real, and the lobster identity stuck. OpenClaw equals an operating system for AI agents. It does 3 things. Thinks using large language models. Acts using tools. Remembers using long-term memory. In other words, brain plus hands plus memory plus workflow. Think using large language models, the brain. When you send a request like, summarize my emails and send the important ones to Telegram, OpenClaw first needs to understand the task and break it into steps. Fetch emails from Gmail. Identify important messages. Create a summary. Send the result to Telegram. This planning and reasoning is done by a large language model LLM, such as GPT, Claude, Gemini. The model's job is to understand what you want, decide what to do next, generate instructions. But here's the important part. LLMs can think, but they cannot act. They don't send emails. They don't check stocks. They don't access your apps. They are the brain, not the hands. Act using tools, the hands, to do real-world tasks. OpenClaw connects the AI to tools. Examples of tools: Gmail API, read and emails. Telegram API, send messages. Stock API, check prices. Shopify, manage products. File system, scripts, databases. How it works: the LLM decides, I need to use the Gmail tool. OpenClaw calls the Gmail API. The result comes back. The LLM continues working with that data. So the system works like this. LLM decides, OpenClaw executes, result goes back to the LLM. In simple terms, tools equals the hands of the AI. This is what turns AI from chatting into actually doing work. Remember using memory. Without memory, every request would feel like talking to a stranger. If you tell the system, I only care about important emails, it should remember that. OpenClaw uses 2 types of memory. Short-term memory, recent conversation history. This helps the AI continue the current task. This is often stored using summaries, vector databases, user profiles. Long-term memory, important information about you, such as preferences, interests, frequently used tasks, important context, why this matters. Memory turns AI from a one-time tool into a personal assistant that learns over time. The model's knowledge is outdated. What can we do? Here's the approach. First, retrieve relevant content from a database. Then, send that information along with the prompt to the model. This technique is called Retrieval Augmented Generation, RAG. What are skills in OpenClaw? Imagine this. Model equals brain, tools equals wrench, but here's the problem. The model doesn't know when to use which tool, so we write a user manual. That's what skills are. They tell the model when to use which tool and how. Example, troubleshooting a server issue, check monitoring, review logs, rollback version. And these steps can be written as a skill, so the model can follow them in order. When a system has LLM, thinking, memory, remembering, RAG, knowledge, tools, doing, skills, workflow, it becomes an AI agent, an autonomous task doer. And OpenClaw is exactly that kind of system. Here's how the flow works. Human user sends a message via Telegram's Discord. It enters the OpenClaw gateway, passed to the agent with less memory. The agent invokes the LLM language model. The LLM uses tools like Gmail stock APIs. The result is returned to you. What can it do? Example capabilities: automatically monitor stock prices, push interview questions daily, organize emails automatically, generate reports on schedule, run scripts autonomously, manage calendars, call APIs. At its core, it brings AI into the real world to execute tasks autonomously. That's the mission of OpenClaw. Part 2. How to install OpenClaw on Windows. Step 1. Install Git. To check whether Git is already installed, open your terminal application. On Windows, you can use either the command prompt or Git bash. My terminal indicates that Git is not currently installed on my Windows system. Step 2. Go to the official Git website at gitscm.com and download the Git installer for Windows. Step 3. Open the Git installer you just downloaded and run the setup. Keep clicking Next through the installation steps until you reach the end. Step 4. Once the installation is complete, open your command prompt and type git bash to confirm that Git has been successfully installed. Note: make sure to open a fresh command line window before testing your Git installation. Type git help to confirm everything is working and to view the full list of Git commands. Step 5. Open Windows PowerShell and run the following command. This will download and run the PowerShell script that installs all the required components for Moltbot on Windows. During the process, you may see a few permission prompts. Simply click Yes to continue. After that, you'll likely see an error message in red text, which is expected at this stage. Step 6. After searching the error message online, the solution is to run the following command in PowerShell. Set execution policy, scope current user, execution policy remote signed. This updates your execution policy and resolves the issue. Step 7. Run the same command again in PowerShell. This time, the installation process will begin and may take a few minutes to complete. Step 8. Run the command ClawBot to display all supported commands. Step 9. To grant ClawBot the necessary administrator permissions, you'll need to open PowerShell as an administrator before running the command. Step 10. Run the command ClawBot on board to set up the gateway and environment. Since I'm using ChatGPT, I entered my OpenAI API key during this step. For the remaining options, you can simply choose Skip for now. Step 11. After the setup finishes, a web page will open where you can start interacting with Claudebot. If Windows prompts you for permission, simply click Allow. From the web interface, you can enter commands and Claudebot will handle the tasks for you. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next video, where I'll show you how to actually use Claudebot in real workflows. Step 12. Type your commands into Claudebot. And it will handle the tasks and help you solve whatever problems you're working on. Step 13. If you need to start Claudebot again, simply run the command Claudebot gateway. Once the gateway is running, if Claudebot doesn't automatically open the web interface, you can access it manually by visiting http://127.0.0.1:18789 in your browser. Step 14. If you want to customize Claudebot's features, run the command Claudebot configure. When prompted, select Local as the configuration target. For example, if you want to switch your model from ChatGPT 4.0 to 5, use the spacebar to highlight the model you want. Then press Enter to confirm. Once the update is applied, Claudebot will display the changes and complete the configuration process. Step 15. If you ever need to check how the Claudebot gateway is running, its status, active port, or which model it's using, run the command Claudebot status. In my case, the gateway has been running for 22 hours and is currently using GPT-4o as the LLM. You can find all additional details in the overview table. If your computer doesn't have enough performance, or if you want a more stable setup, I recommend using a virtual machine solution. The advantages of using a VM include isolated environment, more stable operation, no impact on your main system. Part 3. How to install OpenClaw on Windows VM. Before we install a Linux virtual machine on Windows, there are a few important prerequisites we need to take care of. These steps ensure your system is ready and prevent errors during installation. 1. Make sure you have at least 80 gigabytes of free disk space. Open File Explorer and right-click on the drive where you plan to install the VM, usually the C drive. Select Properties and check the available free space. You'll want at least 80 gigabytes free to comfortably run a Linux virtual machine. 2. Turn off Windows Memory Integrity. In the Windows search bar, type Core Isolation. Open the Settings panel and switch Memory Integrity to Off. This feature can interfere with virtualization, so disabling it is necessary. 3. Disable Windows Hyper-V. In the search bar, type PowerShell, right-click it, and choose Run as Administrator. Enter the following command, codeptit/set hypervisor launch type off. Press Enter. This turns off Hyper-V so our virtualization software can run properly. 4. Restart Windows. Once all the above steps are done, restart your computer to apply the changes. To install a Linux virtual machine on Windows, we need to take care of a few quick prerequisites first. Step 1. Download VirtualBox. Open your browser and search for Download VirtualBox. Go to the official site at virtualbox.org, navigate to the download page, and choose VirtualBox for Windows hosts. Once the installer finishes downloading, run it and follow the setup wizard. You can safely keep all the default installation options. Step 2. Download the Ubuntu Desktop ISO. Before we can install our Linux virtual machine, we need to grab the Ubuntu Desktop installation file. This comes as an ISO image, which is basically a digital installer. Open your browser and search for Ubuntu Desktop Download. Click the official result titled Download Ubuntu Desktop. On the download page, choose the latest LTS, long-term support, release, Currently Ubuntu 24.04.3. LTS versions are the most stable and reliable for virtual machines. Click the download button and wait for the ISO file to finish downloading. It's a fairly large file, so depending on your internet speed, it may take a little while. Step 3. Create your Ubuntu virtual machine. Open VirtualBox, the program we just installed, and click the New button to create a new virtual machine. Give your VM a name. I recommend simply calling it Ubuntu. In the ISO image field, select the Ubuntu desktop ISO file you downloaded earlier. Make sure to uncheck the option labeled Proceed with unattended installation. We want to enter our own username and password during setup, so turning this off is important. Configure the VM resources. Next, VirtualBox will ask you to allocate system resources. Base memory, RAM, set this to 8 GB or 8,192 MB for smooth performance. Processors, assign 4 CPU cores if your system can spare them. For storage, choose Create a new virtual hard disk. Set the disk size to 40 to 80 GB depending on how much space you have available. Once everything looks good, click Finish. Start the VM and install Ubuntu. Now you can start the virtual machine. VirtualBox will boot from the ISO and launch the Ubuntu installer. You'll see a screen asking whether you want to try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu. Choose Install. Pick your language, and for most of the setup screens, you can simply click Next or Skip to accept the default options. When you reach the Create Account section, enter your username and password. Remember, Linux is case-sensitive, so if your username includes capital letters, you must type it exactly the same way when logging in. Finally, click Install to begin the installation process. This part can take a little while, so be patient. When it's done, click Restart Now to reboot into your new Ubuntu system. Step 4. Final setup before installing OpenClaw. Once the installation finishes, go ahead and log in using the password you created earlier. Since this is your first time booting into Ubuntu, you'll see a short welcome setup screen. Just click through the prompts. The default options are perfectly fine. After that, you'll land on the Ubuntu desktop. At this point, your virtual machine is fully set up and ready to go. Now we can move on to the fun part, installing OpenClaw inside this isolated Linux environment. Step 5. Install OpenClaw inside the Ubuntu VM. Open your web browser inside Ubuntu and go to claw.bot, which now redirects to openclaw.ai. On the homepage, you'll see the installation command for Linux. Copy the command. If your system doesn't have curl installed yet, Ubuntu will let you know. To install it, run sudo apt install curl. Once curl is installed, run the OpenClaw setup command again. Follow the OpenClaw setup wizard. The installer will download all required components. This may take a few minutes. When prompted, press Y to confirm you understand the risks. Choose Quick Start when asked for the setup mode. Next, you'll be asked which LLM provider you want to use. Since I have an OpenAI API key, I select the first option. Paste your OpenAI API key when prompted. Choose OpenAI/GPT-4o as the model. Connect your chat tool, WhatsApp example. For the chat interface, I'm using WhatsApp. Select Yes to link WhatsApp. A QR code will appear. Scan it with WhatsApp on your phone. Enter your personal phone number so OpenClaw can add it to the allow list. When asked about configuring skills, you can skip this for now. The installer will finish setting up the service. Open the web interface. Choose Open Web UI when prompted. This will launch the OpenClaw web dashboard in your browser. In the chat window, type hi to confirm everything is working. Once it responds, try a simple test command, for example, list the files in my home folder. OpenClaw will read the directory and return a list of all files and folders, confirming that everything is installed correctly and fully operational. Step 6. Test OpenClaw through WhatsApp. Now let's switch over to WhatsApp. Send a simple hello message to OpenClaw. It should reply right away and introduce itself as your personal assistant. Try giving it a small test task, for example, remind me to turn off the stove in 2 minutes. OpenClaw will create the timer and confirm the reminder. You'll also notice that every message you send through WhatsApp appears inside the web UI as well. The chat syncs automatically, and the web UI shows even more detailed information about each interaction. Step 7. A quick tour of the OpenClaw dashboard. Now let's take a quick look around the OpenClaw dashboard so you know where everything lives. Overview gives you a snapshot of your system, the overall status of OpenClaw. Channels shows the chat platforms you've connected. Since we linked WhatsApp, you'll see its status here. Instances lists the active OpenClaw services currently running. Sessions displays your live chat connections. Cron jobs are your scheduled or repeating tasks, like reminders or timed automations. Agents are the AI assistants available for different types of work. Skills represent the specific capabilities OpenClaw can perform. Nodes show paired devices and active links. Config is where you adjust settings for models, agents, channels, and more. Logs let you see system activity and diagnostic information. This dashboard gives you full visibility into everything OpenClaw is doing behind the scenes. Step 8. Ask OpenClaw for news and set up Brave Search. Next, let's try asking OpenClaw for a quick summary of today's news. When we do that, it responds by telling us it can't perform the search because there's no Brave Search API key configured yet. So we simply ask OpenClaw how to set up the key, and it walks us through the solution. Step 9. Get a free Brave Search API key. Open your browser and search for Brave Search API key. Go to the official Brave website where they offer API access. Brave provides a free plan which is perfect for testing. Create an account, and once you're signed in, you'll be able to generate your own free API key. Step 10. Configure Brave Search in OpenClaw. Following the instructions OpenClaw gave us in the chat, open a new terminal window in Ubuntu. Paste the command it provided and replace your API key here with your actual Brave Search API key. When we run it, the terminal throws an error about the parameter key. A quick Google search shows the updated method. We simply need to run code OpenClaw configure section web. Choose the local option. Then press Y to enable web search using Brave Search. Paste your Brave Search API key again when prompted. Press yes to enable web fetching. The configuration is now complete, but we need to restart the OpenClaw service for the changes to take effect. Restart the OpenClaw service. The terminal window we originally used to install OpenClaw doesn't have the environment variables loaded, so the OpenClaw command won't work there. Just close that window and open a fresh terminal. Run the following commands: OpenClaw gateway stop, OpenClaw gateway start. Then check the status with OpenClaw gateway status. You should see the service listed as enabled in green, along with the available endpoints, including the WebSocket and HTTP dashboard URLs. Test Brave Search through WhatsApp. Now that everything is restarted, go back to WhatsApp and try Please send me a brief summary of today's news in Canada. OpenClaw will instantly reply with a clean, nicely formatted summary, complete with links to the original news sources. And just like before, all your WhatsApp messages sync automatically to the web UI, so you can review your conversations and results anytime. Whether you're using a Windows VM or Mac, the installation logic for OpenClaw is essentially the same. The core idea is simple. You're creating a separate, stable environment where OpenClaw can run independently. The main difference is that, on a Mac, the system already provides a Unix-like development environment, so the setup is more straightforward. On Windows, you usually need to create a virtual machine and install Linux first, which adds an extra preparation step. But once the VM environment is ready, the OpenClaw installation and usage process is almost identical to the Mac setup. Part 4. How to use OpenClaw. Let's start by running ClawBot with administrator permissions. On Windows, search for PowerShell, right-click it, and choose Run as administrator. Once the window opens, type the command, ClawBot Gateway, and press Enter. You'll notice it displays the local interface address. This is the localhost URL ClawBot uses to open its web dashboard on your machine. After the gateway is running, open your browser and go to http://127.0.0.1:18789/. This will bring up the ClawBot interface. Step 1. File operations. To get started, let's have ClawBot perform some simple file operations in one of your local folders. In this example, we have 3 files stored in ctemptest, and we want ClawBot to list everything inside that directory. This is a great first test to make sure your setup is working and responding correctly. In the ClawBot web interface, send a command asking it to list all files inside ctemptest. Once you run the command, you'll see ClawBot respond with the full list of file names from that folder, confirming everything is working correctly. Step 2. Renaming files automatically. For this example, let's say we want to rename every file in the folder based on each file's date, sorted from oldest to newest, starting with names like 1.png, 2.png, and so on. All we need to do is describe this task in the ClawBot web interface. Once the instruction is submitted, ClawBot completes the entire renaming process in just a few seconds. Now imagine having dozens or even hundreds of files to organize. Instead of doing it manually, you can save a huge amount of time by giving ClawBot a simple natural language command. Step 3. Connecting ClawBot to a chat tool. WhatsApp example. Now let's connect ClawBot to a chat tool. ClawBot calls these channels. For this demo, we'll use WhatsApp so you can practice sending instructions directly from your phone. First, stop the previous gateway by pressing Ctrl+C in your PowerShell window. Next, run ClawBot config. This opens the channel configuration menu. ClawBot will display a QR code on your screen for WhatsApp linking. On your phone, open WhatsApp, tap the U icon in the bottom right, then tap the QR code icon in the top right. Choose Scan, and point your camera at the QR code shown on your computer. Once the scan is complete, WhatsApp will show ClawBot as a linked device. ClawBot will then ask whether this setup is for your own phone or a separate device. Choose your own phone and enter your phone number. After the configuration is finished, restart the gateway by running ClawBot Gateway. You should now see WhatsApp listed as an active, connected channel. Open WhatsApp and send a message to your own number. Something simple like, "Hello, how are you?" ClawBot will reply instantly. To check the system status, open another PowerShell window and run ClawBot status. You'll see a list of channels, and WhatsApp should appear in green, meaning it's active. With this setup, you can give ClawBot instructions from anywhere, anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Try a simple scheduled task. Ask ClawBot to remind you in 2 minutes to turn off the stove. It will create a cron job automatically, and in 2 minutes, you'll receive a WhatsApp reminder. I'll make a dedicated video showing how to connect other chat tools like Telegram, Slack, and Google Chat. Step 4. Reconnecting WhatsApp when it disconnects. Sometimes your WhatsApp channel may disconnect, and ClaudeBot will show an error message in red inside your PowerShell window. When that happens, you simply need to log in again. Open a new PowerShell window and run ClaudeBot channels login. This will reestablish the WhatsApp link. Once the login is complete, run ClaudeBot status to confirm that the WhatsApp channel is active again. That's all it takes. A quick reconnect, and ClaudeBot is ready to receive instructions from your phone anytime. Step 5. Using ClaudeBot directly in a terminal TUI mode. If you prefer to interact with ClaudeBot directly inside a command window, you can use its built-in terminal interface. Open a PowerShell or command window and run ClaudeBot 2a. This connects you to ClaudeBot in text-based chat mode. Once it's running, you can talk to the bot just like you would in a normal conversation. For example, you can start by asking something simple like, "Who are you?" Then you can introduce yourself, give the bot a name, and continue the conversation naturally. From there, you can ask it to perform tasks, such as listing all files in ctemp test, and it will respond right inside the terminal. Step 6. Resetting ClaudeBot when something goes wrong. If your ClaudeBot configuration ever gets messed up or you simply want to start fresh, you can reset everything with a single command. Run ClaudeBot reset. ClaudeBot will ask what level of reset you want. Config only. Config plus credentials plus sessions. Full reset. Choose full reset if you want to return ClaudeBot to its original clean state. After the reset is complete, you can run ClaudeBot onboard, install daemon, to walk through the setup process again from the beginning. ClaudeBot will ask you to confirm that you understand the risks. Choose yes to continue. Next, select the Quick Start option and choose the LLM model you want to use. I'm using OpenAI for this demo, so I'm entering my OpenAI API key here. You can enter whichever key matches the provider you're using. For the model, I selected GPT-4o, and for channels, I'm setting up WhatsApp. The setup steps are the same as the WhatsApp configuration I showed earlier. You can skip the remaining options for now. Once everything is set, restart or reinstall the gateway to apply the changes. Part 5. How to install and use OpenClaw skills. Before we start, install or upgrade OpenClaw. If you already have OpenClaw installed, feel free to skip this step. Otherwise, here's the fastest way to get it running. Head over to openclaw.ai and scroll to the Quick Start section. Copy the Windows installation script and paste it directly into PowerShell. Run the script. After a moment, it'll ask whether you understand the risks. Just press Y to confirm. When prompted, choose Quick Start. Select Use Existing Values if you've installed ClaudeBot before. For the model provider, choose OpenAI if you're using ChatGPT. If you're using existing settings, this part will auto-skip. For the channel settings, pick WhatsApp, then skip to keep your current configuration. When it asks about configuring skills, you can press N to set them up later, or Y if you want to install some now. If you choose Y, select a tool like NPM to install skills. Pick the skills you want and skip the Google API key if you don't need it. Once that's done, OpenClaw will restart its gateway service and automatically launch the web GUI. You're ready to go. Step 1. Activate web search in OpenClaw. A lot of the time, you'll want OpenClaw to pull fresh information from the internet. To make that happen, we need to enable web search. Here's the quick setup. Go to brave.com and apply for a Brave Search API key. There's a free plan you can start with. Create an account, generate your API key, and save it somewhere safe for later. Open a terminal window and run. OpenClaw configure, section web. Choose local machine. Press Y to enable web search. Paste in your Brave API key. Once that's done, OpenClaw will reload its configuration automatically. Now head back to the OpenClaw web UI and try something like, what's the current Tesla stock price? OpenClaw will fetch the answer directly from the web and present it to you. Step 2. Install skills to unlock OpenClaw's real power. By now, you might be wondering why OpenClaw can only handle simple tasks. Why can't it manage complex workflows yet? The answer is simple. We haven't given it any skills. Think of OpenClaw like an operating system. On its own, it can run, but it can't do much. To perform real work, it needs apps, and in OpenClaw's world, those apps are called skills. Take a look at this relationship diagram. OpenClaw is the core engine, and skills are the tools it plugs into. Without skills, it's basically idle. The good news? There are 700 plus official skills available on ClawHub that you can install based on your needs. You can browse them all at clawhub.ai/skills. VoltAgent has also organized these skills into categories like web and front-end development, coding agents and IDEs, Git and GitHub, productivity tools, and many more. Step 3. Install the email skill. Now that OpenClaw is installed and web search is enabled, in this step we'll install the email skills so OpenClaw can start managing your inbox for you. IMAP SMTP email. Here's how to do it. Go to clawhub.ai/skills and search for email. Sort the results by downloads. We'll use the second most popular one, IMAP SMTP email. Click on the skill to view its details. Open a terminal window and run OpenClaw skills. This shows your current skill list. If you haven't installed ClawHub for NPX yet, run npx clawhub. Then install the email skill with npx clawhub install IMAP SMTP email. Head to the skills page in OpenClaw's web UI to confirm it's installed. Open the skills readme.md to review setup instructions and features. Create a.env file and add your email credentials. I'm testing with Gmail, so I've added my Gmail settings here. Ctrl+C. To copy the folder name, navigate to the skill folder. Ctrl+V. Paste the folder. Inside that folder, run npm install. This installs all required libraries. Once that's done, OpenClaw will be ready to send and receive emails for you, fully automated. Important: Gmail setup requires app password. If you're using Gmail with OpenClaw's email skill, don't use your regular account password. Gmail requires an app password for third-party access. Here's how to get one. Go to myaccount.google.com/app-passwords. Sign in to your Google account. Create a new app password for mail. Copy and save it securely. This is what you'll use in your .env file. This step is essential for OpenClaw to connect and manage your Gmail inbox safely. Step 4. Test your Gmail email skill setup. Once you've added your Gmail credentials to the .env file, it's time to make sure everything is actually working. You can run 2 quick tests, one for sending email and one for receiving. Test sending email. Run this command in the terminal. Node scripts/smtp.js test. If your SMTP settings and app password are correct, this will successfully send a test email. Test receiving email. Use this command. Node scripts/imap.js check. Limit to. The limit to option is important. If your inbox has thousands of emails, fetching everything can take a long time. Limiting the number ensures you're only pulling a few messages, just enough to confirm that your IMAP connection works. Test in CLI, then teach OpenClaw in the web GUI. Once both sending and receiving tests work in the command line, it's time to switch back to the OpenClaw web GUI. From here, you can give OpenClaw a natural language command to learn the email skill using its readme.md as the reference. After it finishes learning, simply ask it to send an email, and it should now be fully capable of doing so. This is where everything comes together. OpenClaw reads the documentation, understands the skill, and performs the task for you. You'll see that OpenClaw successfully learns the skill, understands the required command, and sends an email from my Gmail account to my Hotmail, all on its own. Let's test out receiving email. It successfully read the messages inside my Gmail inbox. It pulls in the email content just as the skill is designed to do, confirming that both the IMAP connection and the skill integration are working correctly. You can see that the most recent one is the notification from Google confirming that an app password was created. Step 5. Set up a scheduled cron job in OpenClaw. Now that OpenClaw can send and read emails, let's automate something useful. For example, we can schedule a job that sends us a message every day at 10 a.m. You can create this scheduled job either through the web GUI or directly via the command line. Here's the command line version shown in the demo. What each option means. Name test a simple name for your job. Cron 010 runs every day at 10 a.m. TZ sets your time zone. Session isolated runs in its own clean session. Message what you want OpenClaw to do or say. Channel which chat platform to send through. To the destination, in this case, my phone number. After running the command, OpenClaw will generate a unique job ID. Copy that ID, you'll need it for manual triggers. Managing the job in the web GUI. In the OpenClaw web GUI, go to the cron jobs section. You'll see your newly created job listed there. From this panel, you can disable the job, run it manually, remove it entirely, triggering the job from the command line. If you want to run the job immediately from the terminal, use OpenClaw cron run job ID. Paste the unique ID you copied earlier. Receiving the message. Once triggered, the scheduled message will appear in your WhatsApp app, confirming that the job is working exactly as expected. Step 6. Update OpenClaw to the latest version. Keeping OpenClaw up to date ensures you always have the newest features, bug fixes, and skill improvements. First, check your current version, OpenClaw v. Then update OpenClaw and all its components to the latest release, npm g OpenClaw at latest. Once the update finishes, you're running the newest version of OpenClaw, ready for all the latest capabilities. Imagine controlling your AI agent directly from your favorite chat apps. Instead of being limited to one interface, OpenClaw can connect to multiple platforms and turn them into powerful control hubs for your AI. Part 6. Connecting 2 additional platforms to OpenClaw, Telegram, Discord. Let's start with Telegram first. Connect Telegram to OpenClaw, step by step. Step 1. Create a Telegram bot. Open your Telegram app on your phone and search for BotFather. Make sure you select the official one that matches at BotFather exactly. Do not choose other results, as they are not official. Open the conversation with BotFather and send new bot. BotFather will ask for a bot name, a username. I used the same. After that, BotFather will provide a bot token. Save this token in a safe place, we'll need it later. Step 2. Get your Telegram user ID. In Telegram, search for user info and start a conversation. IT will return your account details such as user ID, first name, last name. We'll need the user ID later. Step 3. Add Telegram channel in OpenClaw. Go back to the OpenClaw terminal. Here we use the VirtualBox setup since OpenClaw works best in Mac Linux. If you're not sure how to install OpenClaw on your virtual machine, please check out my previous video on the channel for a full installation guide. I've covered the setup process step by step, so I won't go over it again here. Run OpenClaw channels. This command shows all available options. Then run OpenClaw channels add. Steps during configuration. Press Y to confirm configuring chat channels. Choose Telegram. Choose default. Paste the bot token you saved earlier. Select Finished when done. When prompted, DM, press N. Add display name, press Y. Then enter a name. Step 4. Restart OpenClaw. To ensure the configuration takes effect, OpenClaw Gateway Restart. Step 5. Pair Telegram with OpenClaw. Back in Telegram, search for your bot. Start a conversation. You will receive a pairing code. Go back to the terminal and run. OpenClaw pairing approved Telegram, pairing code. If successful, you'll see approved Telegram sender. This means Telegram is successfully paired with OpenClaw. Step 6. Test the bot. Now you can chat with your bot in Telegram. For example, ask, "What is the current Tesla stock price?" OpenClaw will respond like an AI assistant, using web search if needed. You can also check the status in the OpenClaw web interface, channels, where Telegram should appear as active. Now let's walk through how to connect Discord to OpenClaw step by step. Step 1. Create a Discord application. First, go to the website, discord.com/developers. In the top menu, select Developer Applications. Click the New Application button at the top right. Enter a name for your application and click Create. You may be asked to verify that you are human. Step 2. Create a bot and get the token. In the left menu, click Bot. Click Reset Token, enter your Discord password if required, then copy and save the bot token. You will need this token later for OpenClaw configuration. Step 3. Create a Discord server. Go back to your Discord web page. On the left sidebar, click Add Server. Select Create My Own. Choose for me and my friends. Enter a server name. Step 4. Enable required bot intents. Return to the developers page bot section. Enable server members intent. Message content intent. Step 5. Generate bot invite URL. In the left menu, click OAuth 2. Under OAuth 2 URL generator, scopes, mark bot. Checkmark applications.commands. Bot permissions. Read message history. Send messages. View channels. Optional. You can select administrator for full permissions, but use with caution. Copy the generated URL. Open a new browser tab, paste the URL and press enter. Select your server and click Authorize. Complete the human verification, you should see a success message. Step 6. Add Discord channel in OpenClaw. Go back to the OpenClaw terminal, VM environment. Run OpenClaw channels add. Configuration steps. Confirm configuration Y. Choose Discord. Choose default. Paste the Discord bot token. Press Y for channel access method. Select Allow list. Enter the channel. Finish setup. When prompted, DM N. Add display name Y. Enter a name for the Discord bot. Step 7. Restart OpenClaw. OpenClaw Gateway Restart. This ensures all configuration changes take effect. Step 8. Test the Discord bot. Go back to your Discord server. In your channel, mention the bot using at before its name. If you don't mention it, the bot will not respond. Example, a Teleclaw summarized today's top 3 AI news. The bot will reply using web search and provide the results. Now you're ready to use Discord to communicate with OpenClaw and let it work for you. And that's it. You've successfully connected Telegram and Discord to OpenClaw. From this point on, you can control your AI agent directly from your chat apps. Send commands, trigger automations, check information, and let OpenClaw work for you anytime, anywhere. Part 7. How to get free tokens and run OpenClaw for free. Someone left OpenClaw running overnight and woke up to an API bill of hundreds of dollars. This isn't an exaggeration. It's something that actually happens. If you're using OpenAI or Anthropic API keys, letting it run continuously means the cost keeps growing in the background. And with misconfigurations or execution loops, it's not uncommon for users to burn through hundreds of dollars in a single day. And protect your wallet. Now let's put this into practice and set up a free model for OpenClaw, so you can start building and testing without worrying about API costs. NVIDIA currently offers the latest Kimi K 2.5 model, and it's available for free. Step 1. Open your browser and go to build.nvidia.com/moonshotai/Kimi-K 2.5. At the top right corner, click View Code. You may be asked to sign in. If you don't have an account yet, just create one. A window will appear showing the API usage example. Here, click Generate API Key. The system will generate a key and automatically insert it into the sample code. Copy the string that starts with nvapi- and save it. We'll use it in a moment. Step 2. Let's go back to the OpenClaw dashboard. Whether you are a Windows user or prefer to run it in a virtual machine environment, I have already provided a very detailed explanation of the local installation and deployment of OpenClaw in previous videos, including local environment setup, OpenClaw installation and operation, skills installation method, and practical use and case demonstrations of skills. Therefore, this video will not repeat these contents. Open the web interface, go to the left menu, and click Config. Switch to RAW mode so you can edit the configuration directly. We'll make 2 changes. First, under the Models section, add a configuration block to define the Kimi provider. I've included the full code in the video description so you can copy and paste it. Next, go to the Agents section. Add a fallbacks field after the primary model in JSON format. If you're not sure how to write it, just follow my screen and copy it exactly. For now, we'll add Kimi as a fallback. Before Agents, we insert a paragraph for Models to define the model provider of Kimi. Then we'll switch them, set Kimi as the primary model, and move your original GPT model into fallbacks. Make sure the Kimi configuration is properly defined under Models. After that, click Save. The status may briefly turn red and show offline, then switch back to green OK. This means your new configuration has been successfully applied. Step 3. Let's test it. Click Overview on the left and hit Refresh. Then go to the chat page and send a message like, "Hi." After it responds, ask, "Which LLM are you?" If it replies Kimi, that means you've successfully switched to a free model. Congratulations! You're now running OpenClaw using the free Kimi model provided by NVIDIA, no paid API required. And this is just the beginning. NVIDIA also provides other free models, including Minimax 2.1, GLM 4.7, DeepSeek v3.2. You can switch between them using the same method so you can build, test, and run your AI projects while keeping your costs under control. Let's save your tokens and protect your wallet. OpenClaw also supports OpenRouter, which allows you to connect and switch between multiple LLM providers, including free models. Let's set it up. Step 1. Open your browser and go to openrouter.ai/settings/keys. You may be asked to sign in. If you don't have an account yet, just create one. Click Create Key and give it a name, for example, OpenClaw. After the key is generated, make sure to copy and save it because we'll need it in a moment. Step 2. On the OpenRouter website, go to the Models page. Use the filter to search for free models. For example, you'll find DeepSeek R10528, which is currently available for free. Click into the Model Details page. You'll see the pricing shows $0 per million input tokens, $0 per million output tokens. This means the model is completely free to use. Step 3. Let's configure it in OpenClaw. Go back to your terminal and run OpenClaw config. From the menu, choose Model Select OpenRouter. Then choose OpenRouter API key and paste the key you just created. Next, select the model, DeepSeek R1-0528. After the configuration is complete, restart the gateway service to apply the changes. OpenClaw Gateway Restart. Once the service restarts, OpenClaw will start using OpenRouter as your model provider, and you'll be running a free LLM. This is another powerful way to reduce your API costs while building and testing your AI workflows. If you're already a subscriber to ChatGPT Plus or Gemini Pro, there's another way to use LLMs in OpenClaw without paying for additional API usage. Instead of using API keys, you can connect your account through OAuth. This allows OpenClaw to access the model using your existing subscription, so you won't be charged separately for API calls. Let's set it up. Open your terminal and run. OpenClaw configure. Choose local machine to configure OpenClaw locally. Choose model to configure. Next, choose OpenAI as the model provider. Then select the first option, ChatGPT OAuth. If you're a subscriber to Google Gemini, the setup process is very similar. In the model settings, choose Google as the provider. Then select Google Gemini CLI OAuth. Follow the instructions to finish the setup. You can also use AI tools, such as Claude Code, to help you modify your OpenClaw configuration automatically. For example, you can give a prompt like, "Help me change OpenClaw's primary model to OpenAI OAuth instead of using an API key." Claude Code will then automatically read the configuration file /.openclaw/openclaw.json, locate the model.primary setting, guide you through the changes. It may also ask you to obtain the OAuth token from the terminal if needed. I won't demonstrate this part in detail because different AI tools may produce different outputs or workflows. However, the idea is simple. As long as you clearly describe your goal and keep guiding the AI, it can help you modify the configuration and eventually achieve the result. This is another efficient way to manage OpenClaw settings with the help of AI. Part 8. Why you should learn OpenClaw now. AI is entering a new phase. We are moving from simple ChatGPT conversations to AI that can work automatically and execute tasks on its own. The future trend is clear. AI agents, workflow automation, multi-agent collaboration, and OpenClaw is currently one of the best systems for beginners and everyday users to get started with this new way of working. The earlier you learn it, the bigger your advantage will be. Finally, let's hear from the creator of OpenClaw, the father of Claudebot, on how he built this wildly successful AI agent. How did he bring AI out of the lab and into the real world to execute tasks autonomously? How did he design an agent that can think, remember, and call tools? And how did he turn Telegram and Discord into gateways for everyone to access their own personal task doing AI? Now, let's uncover the story behind OpenClaw.
This idea about personal agents in May already, and I tried. It was like the time that GPT-4.1 was out, and it was just not good enough. And then I thought all the big companies will build this in the next few months anyhow. So I was like, why the F should I do that? You know, I'm just gonna wait and they make it better. In November, I looked and still there was nothing. Like, where is my fucking agent? I had a little project and I built that for 2 months, and then I had to stop because it became so good that I was up with my friends, but literally with my phone, like using Claude Code to like work on this thing. So in November, I don't know. You know, I wake up every day, I'm like, okay, what do I want to work on now? What would be cool? I want to chat with my computer on WhatsApp because if my agents are not running and then I go to the kitchen, I want to check up on them. So I just hacked together some WhatsApp integration that literally receives a message, calls Claude Code, and then returns what Claude Code returns, one shot. I was just sending it a voice message, you know? But I didn't build that. There was no support for voice messages in there. So the reading indicator came and I'm like, oh, I'm really curious what's happening now. And then after 10 seconds, my agent replied as if nothing happened. I'm like, how the F did you do that? And it replied, yeah, you sent me a message, but there was only a link to a file with no file ending. So I looked at the file header. I found out that it's Opus, so I used FFmpeg on your Mac to convert it to WAV. And then I wanted to use Visp, but didn't have it installed, and there was an install error. But then I looked around and found the OpenAI key in your environment, so I sent it via curl to OpenAI, got the translation back, and then I responded. And that was like the moment where like,
wow, yeah,
you know, it's like these things are like damn smart, resourceful beasts if you actually give them the power.
Sure.
And then I was kind of hooked, like but you know, I see this project as much technology as it is like art and exploration, because this feels, in one way it's just glue. It's just putting pieces together that we already have. In another way, it's a whole different way how you interact with those things, because all the technology blends away. You don't think about new session.
If you found this complete guide helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I'll be sharing more content about advanced OpenClaw techniques, real-world automation use cases, local AI systems, free AI tools and resources. If you run into any issues during installation or while using OpenClaw, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.